They told us these were just stories. But what if the myths were memories? In the grand tapestry of mythology, woven with threads of power, courage, and divine decree, there exist figures who dance to a different rhythm. They are not the thunderous rulers on golden thrones, nor the valiant heroes of epic battles. No, they are the whispers in the shadows, the glint in the eye, the clever minds who saw the rules and decided to break them for a greater cause. Today, we journey into the world of two such masterminds, separated by oceans and cultures, yet united in spirit: Anansi, the spider god of West Africa, and Hermes, the messenger god of the Greeks. These are the tricksters who stole knowledge. Let's start in the vibrant heart of West Africa, where stories are currency and wisdom is the greatest treasure. Here, we meet Anansi. He's not the biggest god, nor the strongest. In fact, he's a spider, but what he lacks in brawn, he more than makes up for in brains. In the beginning, all the stories of the world were not for humans. They were owned by Nyame, the powerful sky god. He kept them locked away in a golden box, far from mortal reach. The world was a quiet, grey place without them. Anansi saw this and thought, this isn't right. He believed that stories, with all their lessons, laughter, and warnings, belonged to everyone. So, this small spider embarked on an impossible quest. He climbed a silken thread all the way up to the heavens to bargain with Nyame. The sky god, amused by this tiny creature's audacity, laughed. He agreed to give Anansi the stories, but only if he could complete 3 seemingly impossible tasks: capture Onini the python, Osibo the leopard, and the Maboro hornets. This wasn't a test of strength, it was a test of wit. Nyame was certain the spider would fail, but Anansi was a master of psychology. To catch the python, he didn't use a trap of rope, he used a trap of ego. Anansi sparked a debate with Onini about his true length, convincing the proud serpent to stretch out against a branch to be measured. As he did, Anansi quickly tied him up. One down. For the leopard, he dug a deep pit, covered it, and then waited. When Osibo fell in, Anansi offered to help him out with his web, only to trap him completely. 2 down. Finally, the hornets. How do you capture a swarm that can sting you to oblivion? You don't fight them. You outsmart them. Anansi hollowed out a gourd and waited for rain. As the downpour started, he called out to the hornets, offering them shelter inside the gourd from the rain. Once they were all inside, he plugged the hole. Mission accomplished. Anansi returned to the sky god with his captives. Nyame was speechless. A deal was a deal. He handed over the golden box of stories. Anansi descended back to Earth and opened it, releasing stories like a flood of colorful butterflies into the world. Humanity, for the first time, had narratives, histories, and wisdom. Anansi became the keeper of stories, a symbol that intelligence and cunning can triumph over brute force. He wasn't just a thief, he was a liberator of knowledge. Now, let's travel across the sea to the sun-drenched mountains of ancient Greece. On Mount Olympus, another clever character was making his mark from the moment he was born: Hermes. Son of Zeus, Hermes was a god of transitions and boundaries. He was the messenger, the guide of souls, the patron of merchants, and most importantly for our story, a master trickster. While the Greek tales don't have a single story of Hermes stealing a box of all knowledge, his entire existence is a testament to stealing and repurposing divine power for the benefit of, or at least the interest of, the mortal world. One of his most famous tricks happened on the very day he was born. As an infant, he slipped out of his cradle, a mischievous twinkle in his eye. He wandered out and stumbled upon a herd of cattle belonging to his half-brother, Apollo, the god of music, prophecy, and light. What does a divine baby do? He steals them, but he does it with incredible cleverness. To cover his tracks, he made the cattle walk backward and even fashioned sandals for himself to disguise his own footprints. When Apollo, the god who sees all, finally tracked him down, he found the baby Hermes innocently lying in his crib. Hermes denied everything with a straight face, but Apollo found the evidence and dragged Hermes before Zeus. Instead of punishment, Zeus was utterly charmed by his son's audacity and intelligence. But the story doesn't end there. During his adventure, Hermes had found a tortoise. He took its shell, stretched sinews across it, and invented a new musical instrument, the lyre. When Apollo heard its beautiful sound, he was enchanted. He wanted it. Here's the brilliant part. Hermes, the cattle thief, traded the lyre to Apollo. In exchange for this new form of artistic knowledge, this new instrument, Apollo forgave the theft and gave Hermes a golden staff, the caduceus, which became his symbol of commerce, negotiation, and messaging. Hermes literally traded his stolen invention for divine authority. He used his wit not just to get away with a crime, but to elevate his own status and bring a new art form into existence. So, what do these two tales tell us? Anansi and Hermes are more than just mischievous troublemakers. They are cultural heroes who represent a powerful idea that knowledge shouldn't be hoarded by the powerful. It should be free, accessible, and shared. They are champions of the underdog, proving that you don't need divine strength to change the world. You need a sharp mind and the courage to challenge the status quo. Anansi used deception to trick a god and bring the very concept of stories, culture, history, morality to mankind. He wove his web not just of silk, but of clever plans, ensnaring the powerful to empower the weak. His legacy is in every story told around a fire, every lesson passed down through generations. He is the spirit of rebellion against intellectual tyranny. Hermes, on the other hand, operates within the system, but he bends its rules to his will. He steals from a god, but then negotiates his way into a position of power. He embodies the idea of innovation through disruption. By inventing the lyre and using it as a bargaining chip, he demonstrates that new knowledge and new creations have immense value, capable of changing even the divine order. He is the patron of the clever merchant, the smooth-talking diplomat, the innovator who sees an opportunity where others see only rules. Both figures teach us that progress often comes from a place of rebellion. Sometimes, to bring light to the world, you have to steal a bit of fire from the heavens. They are the cosmic jesters, the sacred clowns whose laughter echoes through the cosmos as they play their tricks. But their tricks are never just for fun. They are acts of profound liberation. They break the locks, tear down the walls, and let wisdom flow freely. In our own lives, we encounter situations where knowledge is kept behind paywalls, where information is controlled, where established systems seem unchangeable. The stories of Anansi and Hermes are a timeless reminder that creativity, intelligence, and a healthy dose of defiance can be the most powerful tools for change. They encourage us to question who holds the keys and why. They inspire us to be our own tricksters, to find clever ways to learn, to share, and to weave our own webs of knowledge that can capture a better future for everyone. So the next time you hear a great story or learn something that opens up your world, take a moment to thank the tricksters. Thank Anansi, the spider who dared to bargain with the sky. And thank Hermes, the divine messenger who knew the value of a good trade. They are the patrons of the curious, the rebellious, and the wise. Thank you so much for joining me on this mythological journey. If you enjoyed exploring the stories of these clever gods, please hit that like button and subscribe for more tales from around the world. Let me know in the comments which mythological trickster is your favorite. Until next time, stay curious.